Welcome, everyone, to Music Junkies, a podcast about people sharing extraordinary stories about how music has impacted their lives.
Welcome, everyone, to Music Junkies. I am your host today, and our guest today is a great friend of mine, right? I like to call her Peacock, but she does go by Yvonne, right? So thank you, Yvonne, for joining us today. Before we get started, I just wanted to ask you, though, what was your experience putting your playlist together for me? And if you were going to describe your playlist to somebody, how would you describe it?
You know, when you first asked me to do this, Annette, I'm going, I know lots of songs, but I don't remember names. I don't remember who sang. So I decided to reach out to my daughter. I'm going, Natalia, Annette's asked me to do this, and you know, what kind of song should I pick? And she picked a few for me. And then she says, Mama, why don't you look in your old records that you used to like? And you know, I know you listen to records a lot. You have a record player, so try and pick some through there. So I thought, oh, I never thought of that. So that's what I started doing.
Yeah. And how was the experience? Just kind of going through old records.
Well,
like,
was this? Oh my God. I'm going, oh, that record. Guy and I watched this together. Oh, this record was when my best friend's mom died when we were like 18. Paul Anka, you know, and it just brought a whole bunch of memories.
I know, it's crazy.
I almost like felt teary.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is unreal. My life has been crazy and going back in time. And so I thought, this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So I just kept doing it.
Yeah, I love it. So I wanted to ask you, like, are you normally late, or, you know, like you're half an hour late for this thing? Like, you're a busy lady. 15 minutes turned into a half an hour. I wasn't quite sure if, you know, we were going to be able to do this today.
You know, Annette, I guess you don't know me 100% yet, you know.
Oh,
my
can I interrupt for a second?
Sorry, this is our producer bringing us a drink.
What's in this drink, Tyler? Yikes.
That's a screwdriver.
Oh, it's a screwdriver.
Yeah, cheers. Welcome to the
Cheers.
show.
Okay. You don't know me in alcohol.
I think I do. That's why I
better ease into this because we might have real fun. So, yeah. It's very good.
So, as Natalie is such a beautiful singer, where did she get that talent from? Are you a good singer?
Well, it's funny because my mother had aunts who were opera singers.
Oh, wow.
And I always sang. My mother put me in a choir when I was 6. I was born between 6 brothers, and they teased me a lot. She said, you know, Yvonne, on Tuesday night, you're going to go stay with my dad in downtown St. Paul, and I'm going to put you in a choir. So I've been singing since I'm 6 in choirs. I would always love to take voice lessons, but with 14 kids, my parents didn't have money to do that.
Yeah, they were too busy making kids.
They were too busy making kids, right? And I was the 8th of 14, and they had bought a piano for my older sisters, which when a child came in every 13 months, the piano was way too loud, so they sold the piano.
Oh, wow.
But my mom always liked music. That's what got her through her days. She sang a lot.
Yeah.
So I started this choir, and I said, one day when I have a family, I'm going to make sure they take piano lessons and voice lessons.
Wow.
Because music was in our home, right? My mom played the mouth harmonica. And yeah, so it was kind of always in our genes. So that's when I got my first daughter. After the 3 sons, I'm going, you're going to take piano voice lessons.
So you didn't want to have 14?
No, you know, we wanted 4. Okay, so we wanted 4, and we had the 3 boys. We wanted to stop at 3. It's busy.
Yeah.
And I'm going, holy shit, this is
You never want busy. The kids to outdo you. Like,
no.
There's 2 parents, 2 kids.
Yeah.
Now the kids are, you know, now you got 3. Now they
got 3. We're working full time. My husband's working full time. So am I. And I'm going, holy shit, this is harder than I thought.
Yeah.
So after 3 boys, we took a 5-year break. But we always wanted 4. When we moved to Calgary, I got pregnant the month we moved here, and we got Natalie. So I thought, our family is perfect.
Yeah. And then Guy didn't pull out again.
Guy didn't pull out. So 10 years later, you know, I'm going, oh my God, I'm pregnant. How did that happen? Right? I must have been sleeping that night. And there came Jeremy. So yeah, and you know, we had our kids in piano lessons. the daughter in voice lessons, in sports. When Jeremy came along, I'm going, okay, I'm going to feel guilty if I don't put you in piano lessons. That lasted 6 months. By then I'm 40 and I'm going, you know what? I don't think I can do this. You have to go on the ice. You got way too much energy for me. And life went on from there.
That's right.
Did I answer your initial question?
Yeah,
because I'm not sure where.
You're totally good. So we're going to start with your first song. So I'll have you put your headphone on there, and I'm going to play. Hopefully I don't have it on max volume. You just let me know if I do. Oh, you can hear it right here.
I'm hearing it there. Am I supposed to hear it here?
Okay.
Do I still hold it?
Yeah, you're all good. You're all good. So that song, obviously, How Great They Are. Why do you love that song? You can put the headphone down.
You know, I mean, through life.
Yeah.
I mean, we're raised Catholic and we go to church with the white gloves. And
yeah. Did you have white gloves?
Yeah, when I was little. Yeah. Because you had to have a hat and white gloves and went to church. You couldn't move. Right. But, you know, when you go through life, Annette, life sucks. Right? It gets harder. And so my faith grew. How Great Thou Art always gave me shivers. I would sing for funerals and weddings.
Wow.
And when families would ask me to sing that song, it just always touched me. And then when Carrie Underwood sang it, I'm going, oh my God, I cry every time.
Wow.
So it just gave me strength.
Yeah.
That song gave me strength through life because I knew I couldn't give up. So How Great Thou Art, and it's especially her. Have you heard her sing it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. This is my favorite part of doing this whole journey on this podcast is that people send me their favorite songs and I get to hear them and then I get to just appreciate them more. Yeah. Right. Because their songs speak to me in a different way. And then obviously I get to do this and kind of dive into the song. So absolutely.
That heart, I will listen to Carrie Underwood about once a week when I'm alone at night. And so I need to listen to her. And it never gets old. Yeah. Especially the way she sings it.
Yeah. So when you were, obviously you grew up in a big family, 14 kids is a lot. Yeah. What was kind of like your favorite childhood memory growing up in a household like that?
I had a great childhood.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no TV the first 10 years of my life. So we played games outside. Yeah. We played kick the can, prisoner's base. Right. Our cousins would come over, like Kevin Jolly's parents. Yeah. They're my first cousins. We would play till 11 o'clock at night. So we remember those memories. There's lots of playing, lots of interacting. Yeah. We didn't need to go find friends.
Yeah.
Because there was enough around. Right.
Yeah.
We basically raised each other.
Yeah.
We fought, we laughed, all that stuff. So I had a great childhood. My mother was very strong. My father, not so much. When they had their 10th child, he went through a deep depression. So in those days, when you were in a depression, they give you shockwaves to get you out of your depression.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So my father landed at the Alberta hospital after the 10th child. The psychologist said, how many kids do you have? And my dad said, I just had my 10th. He said, no wonder you're here.
What made them have so many children?
The Catholic.
Wow.
You have sex to procreate. Okay. You can't say no to your husband.
Wow.
Because that's what they would preach.
Yeah.
So you can't say no to your husband because that's a sin. So my mom had to endure that. And then he falls into deep depression. So our mother had to hired men for the farm. Little pigs were born. She had to put them in the oven. I mean, what we saw as a child was, holy crap. I mean, at the time when you're going through it, okay.
You're just living.
It is what it is. We hardly saw our mother cry because she was raised with parents that always fought.
Yeah.
So she said, we're not going to do that to our kids. There's lots of silent treatment.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I mean, my childhood, I mean, there was always people around.
Yeah.
It was great. I got teased.
Yeah.
So my mother would say, well, don't go in the barns with your brothers. They would squirt milk in my face and throw a mouse in my neck. And so instead of reprimanding them, she said, Yvonne, you know what, just stay home with mom and help me wash the dishes and clean the floor. And so those are my memories.
Yeah.
And the fact that she put me in a choir when I was 6, I'm going, oh, that's my time away from my brothers.
Yeah.
So I had a great childhood. My mother was strong, so I saw that. And when I got married, and I would call my mom and I'm crying. She says, Yvonne, get up and keep going. I can just still hear it. Get up and keep going.
Wow.
Because that's what she had to do.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's incredible. So this next song, just put your
Yes.
headphone up there. So hopefully it goes in there. Can you hear it now? Right. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. This is Unanswered Prayers.
Unanswered Prayers.
Yeah. By Garth Brooks. Like, who doesn't love Garth Brooks, right?
I mean,
I feel like he's on every single podcast show. It's amazing.
Right? That song, Annette, I mean, there comes a time in your life that you have to look up, right? I mean, faith, or whatever faith is to you. I mean, I had to fall on my hands and knees many times. When I got pregnant for Jeremy, I'm going, God, this cannot be right. Then when I listened to his song, Unanswered Prayers, God listens, okay? And they're going to be answered when the timing is right. So he didn't answer Jeremy's pregnancy prayer right away. But I knew that I couldn't abort this child. I prayed for 18 years. I'm going, God, like, oh man, like, really? You allowed this to happen, okay? But this is hard, raising a child at 40.
Yeah.
The unanswered prayers came after my husband passed away. And Jeremy became an unbelievable athlete. And I would fly to Texas I never missed one game. And I went, oh.
This makes sense.
This makes sense. You've answered my prayers. It was your timing, not mine. You had to allow me to get through it. I trusted you. So that song was about, that's what it is. It's unanswered prayers. Yeah. You can't give up on it.
So
I love it.
What is a few things? How would you describe your husband that has passed now? What kind of man was he? What did you appreciate most about him?
I wish I would have appreciated it. I only saw after he passed away that I should have focused on his strengths. He was a great man, but he was a procrastinator. It was hard for him to make decisions. I was a very impatient person. And I never appreciated him for what he really did. I never got up once in the middle of the night with the kids. Not once. He got up. He said, Yvonne, I don't sleep very well anyway, so you stay in bed. I'll change their diaper. I'll take care of them while they're teething. I only realized that after he died. I'm going, God, I was a bitch. So I grieved a lot about that.
Yeah.
And I talked to my kids and I said, man, I sure wasn't nice to your dad many times. My children helped me understand that. Mama, don't go back there, okay? You did those things as you were going through a hard life. We don't hate you for it.
Yeah.
And dad doesn't hate you either.
Yeah.
He's up there now and he's taking care of us.
How long were you married before he passed away?
Short of 2 months of 40 years.
Wow. So what kind of words of advice would you give people? What I find in our kind of society right now is that people do give up very easily, right? They don't try. They don't understand that marriage, there is hard times. Mm-hmm. You have to go through that. And obviously both people have to be willing and wanting to go through that hard time. Yeah. But I find that a lot of people that are older do have these 35, 40, 50-year marriages and have still went through the same things mm-hmm. that these people that have 5-year marriages and split up over. Yeah. What is some words of wisdom that you would maybe give to somebody that is listening right now and maybe going through a hard time in their marriage?
The words of wisdom here is, and I talk to couples about this a lot. First of all, don't try and change the other person. Okay. They had a life too as a child. Focus on their strengths.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I lacked. I was always about, you're always procrastinating. You're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. If I would have been given 5 more years, man, I would have changed that. So my advice to couples is, hey, and I'm not saying, okay, if you're in an abusive relationship, God doesn't want that too.
Yeah.
Get out, right? But most marriages could be saved if you pay attention to your strengths, right? I was never going to divorce because I wasn't going to do that to my kids.
Yeah.
Guy was not abusive, okay? But I had to tell my oldest son who was abusive to get out. So I'm not this kind of thing, better for worse, to get out.
Yeah.
No.
1,000%. Yeah.
God does not want that.
No.
He doesn't want to be abused. So for Guy and I mean, we were both raised in the same town. It was a great family. Marriage is hard no matter what. We're both in the same faith. That's not easy. So now I say, when you choose a partner, you're not marrying just that person. You're marrying a family. So find out a bit more about their family.
So speaking of Guy's family, how would you describe, what kind of animal would Guy's mother be if you were to describe her?
Well, how I saw her, she was married to an alcoholic for years. So what I saw there is that her husband, my husband's father, would come home drunk every night. My husband had to go get him out of the bar. Okay. So he was not abusive. Okay. He took care of the kids. But living a life with alcohol, it's an addiction. Man, it destroys families. It destroys children. They become insecure because they see this insecurity. And her mother Guy's mother would always say, your dad has got the flu today. He's sleeping. So she would protect him, but it gave a lot of insecurities. None of the 7 boys drank, right? To this day. Guy has one sister. So marriage, I think it's worth going for marriage counseling. Guy and I went 4 times for marriage counseling. He never hit me. He's never abusive. So when I wrote the pros and cons down, I'm going, I can't leave this guy.
That's right.
He's getting up with my kids every night.
That's right.
He does love me. He may not show it.
Yeah.
Because there were things in his past that made him that way. I'm not going to go through a lot of details here. But I still think 80% of marriages could last.
I do too. I agree.
I really do.
I appreciate that input, Yvonne.
Yeah.
Next song.
Okay.
All right. So Unchained Melodies, right? Righteous Brothers. What can you say? Do you know anything about this song?
Well, yeah.
Like the background of this song? You saw the movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they wrote that song like for the movie, and that was to make the prisoners calm during the film. Did you know that?
No. So tell me a bit about that. Make the prisoners calm?
Calm. So that film was filmed in a prison, and they wrote that song to make those prisoners calm while they were filming that show.
I did not know that.
Me neither.
You've done some research on that.
I did some research on it. I just was curious. Yeah. So why do you love that song?
For me, Guy didn't cry a lot. He kept all his feelings bottled in.
Yeah.
Every time he watched that show.
No way.
Just flowing with tears. The part where the wife who lost her husband, but he would come and hug her and he couldn't see her.
Yeah.
Right? It was a spirit. Guy cried all the time, and I'd watch him and I'm going, why is he so sentimental there? So I saw something in Guy at that point that, oh my God, if I were to go, I don't think he could survive without me. Right? So that song has always touched me in that way, because Guy did not show his feelings at all. But that song hit him every time.
Yeah.
So when he passed away before me, I just knew, after a few years, that he was much happier there than me leaving before him.
I feel like you're quite the rock of your family. Right?
I was, and Guy will tell you that, because
So you feel like he was more the rock, and then when he passed away, you were kind of...
No, I was always the rock. I always organized everything, and
Yeah.
he did exactly what I told him to do. And if he didn't do it fast enough for me, I had him. I want that picture hung. Like, I'm being patient here, Guy.
Yeah,
okay?
6 months.
You know
Let's
that
get
I don't
this
like
done.
to hang pictures because I take a knife because I don't have a hammer and I just put it on that wall. Then you get mad at me because it's not centered. So
Hang the fucking
I
picture.
always work it on myself. Right? Okay, Yvonne, just give him time.
Yeah,
Just-
and he
he's
could have
gonna
been
do
a
it
little
on time.
intimidated because you had a knife to put the picture up. Right? I don't know, maybe. He's like, I'm not quite sure I want to come over there.
Right?
Are you sure you want to put a picture up right now?
I know.
Put the knife down.
So with our marriage counseling, I've learned to, okay, Yvonne, give him
To
time.
put weapons down.
Yeah, put weapons
Yeah.
out. Don't,
It's
you know,
crazy.
don't give him time. If he procrastinates, give him time to think about it. After 2 weeks, though,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
this one day his pictures on the couch. I'm like, fuck, is he ever going to do this? Sorry. So one day I just did it. He walks in the house. He says, that picture's crooked.
I'm getting a knife.
No, I remember leaving and slamming the door, and I disappeared for 6 hours. Nobody knew where I was. I'm glad I just left. Right. So what was your question? Do you want stories?
I love stories. I love stories. What is so do you love being a grandma?
Oh, they're everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're everything because I've got the experience. I can love in a different way because of the experience. I have time for them.
Yeah.
Right? As a parent, I didn't have time for my kids. Hurry up, do this. Now I'm going, I don't want to do that to my grandkids. When they come
You feel
over,
it's very different?
oh,
Night
so
and day.
different. So when I have my little Stella, my 5-year-old, I'm going, what do you want to do today, Stella? Do you have a story to tell me? I don't rush her.
Yeah.
So you learn as a grandma. So you're the grandma now that can not save your grandkids, but where your grandkids can remember you as
Yeah.
a kind and gentle grandma that listens to them, accepts their feelings when they're mad or not. It's just totally different.
Yeah. What kind of mom were you like, Yvonne?
Oof.
Like if their kids were to describe you, like before I ask you that question, before you answer, I am curious because you have 4 or 5 kids.
5.
So what kid comes to mind right now when I say, if you could sell one today, who would it be? Who's the first kid that just popped into your head?
What if my kids listen to this? I don't want them to hear this. What?
She said you all, by the way, all of you.
And I had an overachiever child,
Yeah.
my second son, and almost drove us to divorce. With him, 90% was never good enough. Right? Go back to teachers. What do you mean I got 10 wrong? Oh, no, this is not wrong. So that child, though, taught me how to be more patient, understanding, slow down. There's always a reason
Yeah.
for things in life. So I wouldn't give any of them away.
Yeah.
But I see some of the repercussions
Mm-hmm.
because I was very impatient with him. What's wrong with you? Like, you have a great family and everybody loves you and like blah, blah, blah. And Guy would go, it's okay, Andre, it's okay. So now hindsight,
Yeah.
I'm going, he had to happen in my life because it changed me.
Yeah.
But that comes later.
Yeah. It's crazy how sometimes it just takes so long to learn that life lesson. Or you're just continuing to learn it and maybe it doesn't. You're just not picking up what is being put down. And,
Would I raise my kids differently today? 100%.
but they may be different.
Do I want to start over? No.
No. I do a quick little fall down the stairs there. Whoops.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry. Next
So-
song, Yvonne.
Yeah.
Next song. You ready?
Yeah.
I love this song. I haven't heard it forever. Down at the Twist and Shout.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Absolutely love that
Right.
song. I feel like
So
you've danced to this song.
This one,
Yeah.
my husband and I love to dance.
Yeah.
2 steps, polkas, because we're coming from a small town. Every time I listen to that song, I'm holding Guy
That's
and
awesome.
we're dancing that 2-step. So it's goosebumps. It was stuff that we loved to do.
Mhm.
Dancing was everything. He loved to dance. He was a great dancer. So it's an awesome song. And we had fun. We had
Yeah.
fun.
Did you go out
Like-
on the weekends to go dancing?
Well, I
or-
mean, in St. Paul, in
Yeah.
a small town, you're invited to every wedding,
yeah.
right? So there were weddings in a community hall, and everybody is invited. When we moved to Calgary, that was gone. So when he passed away, I took dance lessons
Oh, good.
in his name.
Oh, I remember.
right?
Yeah.
I took dance lessons, and it was like cha-chas and
Yeah.
foxtrot, and then they went under, and I lost my $6,000.
What's so when you were growing up, Yvonne, what were you like in high school?
You would have to ask me that question, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I hated school, right? I mean, in hindsight, I think I was ADHD. They didn't recognize it in those days. So for me to sit still in a classroom never worked very well with me. So they failed me several times in high school, and I couldn't wait to get out. I'm going to get me out of this atmosphere. I struggled, but I learned to take the easiest subjects. Math 11 versus math 10, science 10 versus like biology, chemistry.
Yeah.
I just needed to pass and get out. So my high school, I loved friends. So people were everything to me. As long as I had my friends, I was happy. Put me in front of an exam and you grade me on that caused me lots of anger.
Yeah.
I go, why are you testing me on a question that's tricky? And the answers are even trickier. So through that.
So were you pretty angry growing up
Oh,
in school?
So angry. So angry. I mean, a nun failed me in grade 6 because a sister who liked to paint my nails would paint my nails. So I'd go to school, the nun would say, go scrape those nail polish off. She'd put my hair in a bun, those,
Yeah.
the bee buns. So she failed me that year. I mean, I'm grateful I had an older sister who knew that my friends were everything, and failing me was not going to be good for me. So again, I appreciate large families.
Yeah.
Right? We did really
Stick together and support each other.
Yeah. So she went to talk to the principal and said, we know Yvonne is struggling in school. She doesn't like to read. And they became school teachers. So, but she says, it's not good for Yvonne to stay back in grade 6. I promise you, I'll make her read all summer. Principal says, well, okay, because she didn't do very well. I read all summer and I passed my grade 7 with an A. Remember those marks?
Yeah.
H and
Yeah.
A.
Sit up. You're just amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, right.
The grades we get now.
Yeah. So at grade 7, I, passed with great marks, and then I quit reading. So grade 8, grade 9. Remember grade 9? Was that in your days?
Yeah.
Where you wrote departmental exams?
Yeah.
That's all they counted? Well, who does this stupid stuff? Who chooses to pick just exams at the end when I worked hard all year to do projects, which I had 80 on? That caused more anger. So I failed grade 9. I'm always grateful that God took away my best friend's mother that week. So I used that as an excuse, and that's why I failed every single one of them. And the principal says, yeah, okay, we'll look at your year's work.
Yeah.
And that's why I got angry at school systems, and it just didn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a common sense person.
So all the kids kind of growing up and going through school, obviously you've seen their grades and things that they went through. Did you ever have an altercation with a principal where you were angry and went in and?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not when I was in school.
No, but when they were.
When Jeremy was in school.
Yeah. So what happened?
Yeah. Well, it happened. I mean, Jeremy was an active little boy. I put him in a French school because, you need to learn how to speak French. And he went to this French school, and Jeremy was active. He was an athlete. And that school was small, and there were not a lot of teams that he could compete against. But he had this little girl that kept teasing him since grade 2. And when he was in grade 6, they were playing dodgeball. And Jeremy said, here's my chance. So he takes the dodgeball and hits her in the face with it. So, of course, he gets called to the principal's office. And the principal says, we're going to expel you. You better show this to your mom. Now, I never always took on my kid's side in school.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's always 2 stories.
That's right.
He comes home, he's crying at the back door, and he says, what's the matter now, Jeremy? He says, well, I have to give you this note. They're expelling me. I'm going, what? Who's expelling you? Now Jeremy gets scared because when I react, I said, we're going to see the principal tomorrow. It's okay, Ma. No. We're going to principal tomorrow and you're coming with me. So hindsight again, because he remembers that. Inside he says, yes. So we go to the school. It's 8:30 in the morning. I go to the front desk and I says, I need to see the principal now. Well, the principal's busy. I don't care how busy she is. I need to see her now. I need to see her, the homeroom teacher, and the gym teacher. Now, I don't care what they're doing. Jimmy's kind of standing there. So we go into this room and I said to the gym teacher, bring me that dodgeball that Jeremy hit that little girl with. I want to see the dodgeball, because that little girl like went hysterical.
Yeah.
She just
end of the world.
End of the world. He brings me the dodgeball. I throw it in the gym's teacher's face, and he's grinning red. I said, "Did that hurt?" It was a soft dodgeball. No. Throws it back at me. I throw it in the principal's face. Oh my God. I'm going, "Did that hurt?" And Jeremy's grinning inside, right? And she said, "Oh my God, this woman is crazy. Okay, we need to get her out of here." And I said, "Yeah, you're damn right. This is the last year he's here. Grade 7, he's out of here." So to answer your question, Annette, was it a nice thing to do? No. But no one expels my child unless it's a good reason.
Yeah. Hey, you stuck up for your kids.
His grades were going down. As soon as I sent him to another school with basketball and volleyball teams, and he was an A student again. Yeah. So that's why I learned with school systems, each child is different.
That's right.
And as parents, my advice is make sure they're in the right school.
Yeah, I agree.
Make sure they're in the right school that fits them.
That's right. So
French was not important anymore. You know, I'm going, okay, French, and he's not happy.
Let's stop him.
Stop him.
That's right. Next song, Yvonne. This is a great song. I love it. Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Because You Love Me.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song. Why do you love that song so much, Yvonne?
That song was more of a memory of when I was watching my oldest son go through his life, the choices he made. He chose that song at his first wedding with this crazy bipolar woman. That song kind of calmed me down. You know, it's like, okay, Yvonne, you've done the best you could to raise these kids. You need to let go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Celine Dion.
She's beautiful.
She's beautiful. She comes from a large family.
So she resonates well with you.
Yeah.
For sure. Growing up, or even now, do you have any nicknames outside of Peacock?
No, I was
don't?
From the name Yvonne, I was never given a nickname.
Wow.
I know. So your nickname to me, Peacock, I'm going, yes.
Finally, a nickname.
I'll call her Birdie. No. What was your name?
I don't even know. I think it was like chicken or something.
Oh, was it chicken?
No, you just bought me a chicken costume. So I don't know if it was really a nickname.
Well, you bought me this beautiful peacock gown.
I thought you were going to wear it today.
Shit.
I should have wore it today.
Darn it. Why didn't you tell me? I still wear it.
I love that dress. Yeah. Do you have any pet peeves?
My pet peeves.
Just 2.
People who are late.
Yeah.
And don't tell you about it.
Yeah.
And educated people think they're smarter than a common sense person. That's my biggest pet peeve.
Yeah. And it's crazy.
And they make you feel like you're nothing.
Mm-hmm. I have a hard time with that too. I also have a really hard time with cocky guys.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I would agree.
I just like, for some reason, I just want to, I can't help myself.
And I'm not saying degrees are not important. Okay. don't take me wrong here, but don't give me that image that you're smarter than me.
Yeah, I agree.
That doesn't sit well with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cause we're all human at the end of the day. We're all human.
I've learned differently than you.
Yeah.
I didn't learn through a book. I learned from failing and learning, failing and learning. That was my life. It doesn't make me a bad person.
No. And it doesn't make me uneducated just because
it doesn't make me uneducated either.
That's right.
Yeah.
What is
I got more education when I started traveling in Europe.
That's right.
When Natalie was in Salzburg singing, and I got more education there. I went, oh my God, look at this building. I wish I would have listened in my social class. right? But a classroom setting didn't do well, but I got really interested in the history of Europe.
Yeah. And
Right?
you got to experience and touch
my
the
God.
buildings and
Yeah. So I got educated more there than in the book in a classroom.
that's right. What is something that somebody might not know about you, Yvonne?
Oh boy, I'm pretty transparent.
But that's
Might
I
not know
find that a
about me.
really good quality just because
Yeah.
I am too.
I'm transparent. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people do struggle with that. I think there needs to be more people like us in the world.
Yeah. I agree. We have to learn to do it maybe more diplomatic, which
I have a hard time
which
with that.
I know,
Like, oh my God.
which
seriously.
I have learned, right, to not be so forceful and so aggressive, and but it's who we are.
Yeah. Have you
I
been
think
a
with age-
scapegoat lots?
Scapegoat,
Yeah.
which
Just people would like, for me, I feel like I've been a scapegoat a lot throughout my life because I am aggressive, say it how it is, transparency. And then so sometimes I feel like people will go and hang out with me or do something around me because I don't judge and it doesn't bother me. And I've seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I feel like people do that, right? So I'm like their scapegoat. Oh, I was with Annette, so we drank too much, or I was with Annette, or we did this.
I see.
But in
like blaming you.
yeah. But in reality, that's just really them. And I feel like a lot of people don't really act the way they really want to. And then they're around me and they act who they want to be.
And then if you say or do anything wrong, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Right. Because you were transparent.
I get a lot of that.
There's a balance.
Yeah.
There's a balance in both. And when you age, when you're older, you're too tired to be that person.
Yeah.
So in my 60s, I turned 68 in May. I'm going, anything that makes me tired, I'm not going to do it. So if I want to be transparent and express my feelings in a strong way, I'm not going to do it because it tires me. So you get to know yourself, right? I don't need to be like that right now. I can just not even talk about it. And I try and find some peace.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Next song, Yvonne.
Yeah. All right.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
This one's pretty powerful. The Prayer.
Oh.
How could you not love it, right? Another Celine Dion.
With Bocelli.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
The greatest opera singer ever.
Yeah, it just makes me feel like you chose that song because of that.
Yeah. First of all, the two best singers that ever existed. And prayer for me is everything now.
Yeah.
I mean, we all still have hard days.
Yep.
Right? Dealing with people and for me, the prayer just calms me down. I'm going, you know what, Yvonne? Remember, you don't need to be upset about this. So the prayer has taught me to just keep finding peace. Always be at peace.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy, but always remind yourself. And that song, it's like, oh, yes. And the words are beautiful. Singers are beautiful. So that song calms me down.
Yeah. Do you have any hobbies, Yvonne?
Hobbies.
Yeah. Outside of your grandkids.
I know.
What do you like to do?
And that's what I need to work on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I've been so involved in my children's life, my grandkids' life. And that's what I'm working on right now. And that's why 2 years ago, I decided, you know what? Why don't I go on Match.com? I may find someone.
Yeah.
Right? So I did that. I just need to be away from grandkids and children because I feel I'm in their way and I don't want to start, right? I just need to leave them alone. So I went on Match.com and I found two guys I dated. And I'm going, I don't want to start over again. So, and again, they were guys that wanted to get married right away, sell my house. I'll sell mine. We'll buy one together. Whoa. I just want a partner.
Yeah.
I just want
to
Bev.
God damn it. What's the rush?
But I don't know if we should go into that, but you know what? And then I discovered that these men in their late 60s and 70s.
Did you date them both at the same time?
No, I didn't do them both at the same time. They were separate. But then I discovered, I said, you can't even produce. You can't even have any rush.
Yeah, like I need to go younger.
So I said,
that's what I've been telling you.
Exactly. So
oh my God, you need a nice young Icelandic man. Strong back.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. And then, I went, they have baggage. They
Yeah.
went through divorce.
And then they got
That's all
older
I
kids
hear about.
and
They
older
got older
grandkids.
kids. And, I'm not sure my kids would accept. I think my kids
Yeah.
would have loved me to find someone.
You need 25
But-
tops. Like go for a 25-year-old.
Yeah. So you asked me if I had a hobby.
Yeah.
Well, I thought maybe by finding a partner, we could go biking together
Yeah.
because I love to do those things. And doing those things alone,
It's not the fun.
it's boring.
Yeah.
I'll go for a bike ride, but it's
not the same.
I don't have anybody to talk to.
Yeah.
So as far as hobbies, I mean, hobby. I've always been such a hard worker and raising kids, and I know.
Sometimes you got to step back though and find something
What
for
would
yourself.
I really like? And I started
Right.
watching a few series on
Mhm.
TV just to get my business away from me.
Yeah.
And the series I'm watching right now, it's all
What is it?
drama. It's called River.
Riverdale.
No, River something. Don't ask me for names. And I'm going to watch this for a while. And you get addicted. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah. So it's
I'm
drama.
going, what am I going? It's one drama after another. Why am I
Yeah.
watching this?
I know.
But you try and find ways to
Shut your mind off.
shut your mind off and relax. And I don't want to think about this. And so I need a hobby.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the honest truth.
Yeah. I agree.
I need a hobby.
Next
I
song.
love, my flowers and
Yeah, because I see you
calms me down.
baking online as
baking.
well.
Mhm.
Like I know I want one of your pies. They look delicious.
meat pies and
Yeah.
So I love doing that stuff. I like
Yeah.
to cook for my family. We get together every weekend. But even with that, I'm going, oh man, I'm exhausted now.
That's right. What is happening with this world of
Right?
computer today? It's crazy. Okay, next song, Yvonne, you ready?
Yeah.
I absolutely love Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Can't help falling in love. I just absolutely love Elvis Presley. And you obviously grew up in that
Yeah.
era. Did you ever see him in concert?
I never saw him in concert.
Wow.
Did you?
No.
No. I mean, he was in the States, right? And he passed away. What year was he that he passed
don't know.
away? I mean, I was not that old. But I mean, I got every single one of his records. Because my sister, who's 4 years older, got all the records, right? So, I don't know. I mean, Elvis is the rock guy.
When you were growing up and young, was he like this
Hmm.
sexy man for you or?
Absolutely. Who
Yeah.
wouldn't want to look at him,
Yeah.
right? How he moved on stage and,
Yeah.
he had a beautiful wife. And so you kind of get attached to that.
Yeah.
So,
what were your bands growing up listening to when you were growing up?
the Monkees, the
Yeah.
Beatles, Monkees, Beatles,
Elvis, obviously.
Elvis, all those young bands.
Yeah.
I mean, that was my world.
Did you ever go to any of those concerts?
Never went to the concert. Couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't have time.
Yeah.
Our kids were busy in their sports, and my life was watching sports.
Yeah.
Okay. That came first before cleaning my kitchen. I'm going to sport. That's basically what my hobbies were,
Yeah.
to watch my children achieve. Right. I never missed any Jeremy's game,
Yeah.
except when I started a business, but I mean, that was my go-to. That's what made me happy. So in general, I mean, my kids were everything. I mean,
It's good.
everything.
What is one of the best gifts you've ever been given?
The best gift
Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
was being able to get pregnant and have kids. Is that a gift?
I
mean,
think so.
it took me 9 months to get pregnant. I cried for 2 months. I'm never going to have a baby. I mean, to have a child, it's your own. Then you discover quite quickly that, holy shit, this is not going to be an easy task.
I just
But
made
I mean,
a human.
the gifts I have now because of it.
Mm-hmm.
So again, right, at 68, I'm going, yes, it was hard to raise children, but look what I have now.
Yeah.
Right. So in life, you've got to go through challenges,
I know.
and you got to pursue. You just got to get through it, because man, if you can, the sunshine is waiting, and that's what I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
I'm going, yeah, this was hard, but man, look what I have today.
Look how great it is now.
Look how great it is now.
And we live in
would
this
never
society.
imagined.
Yeah. And we do live in this society where it's instant
Quick.
gratification. We want it fast. We want it fast. We want it fast.
Yeah.
And we don't really want to worry about the journey along the way. And
Yeah.
I like this COVID for me has been such a blessing
Blessing
for
for you.
that.
Yeah.
Because I've been able to slow right down. And, you know, we've spent tons of family time, which we weren't able to do. We didn't do very much of before. And, it's been,
I've always believed
amazing.
that things happen for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe God allowed COVID to go through our life.
To slow us the fuck down.
Slow down.
I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
You go to small towns and it's all slow. Like I get like anxiety in the, I'm like, okay, like, why are you taking so long? Like today,
I know.
Before you came, I had to stop and get a bathing suit. And I was just like, why are you showing my clothes to the other salesperson? Like she probably put them on the fucking rack. Like, let's wrap it up. Like for whatever reason, I didn't need to slow down. You were going to be here for 3 hours. Why am I getting so anxious? It was so crazy. And I just had to like breathe through this experience and just be like, fuck, calm down, Annette. It's going to be fine. Yeah. But it's crazy.
You and I mean, we're a lot the same.
Very similar. This is why I love you so much, is because I feel like we're very similar.
Yeah, very similar. And I think with years, like I said a while ago, when you get older, you're going, why am I so like upset about this? Why am I so like, let's do this? So it's a journey, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And I think COVID, it was hard. COVID was hard for me because not to be able to see people, I'll go, where's everybody? Right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'll go, okay, it's okay if you don't see anybody today. Just go read a nice book in your backyard. You got a beautiful backyard.
Yeah.
Go smell the rose.
Yeah, literally.
Go weed that your husband used to do and you hated.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be nice therapy for you. So it's up and down still.
Yeah.
Because you are who you are. But you have to keep reminding us, okay, oh, it's good. I don't have to go to the office.
That's right.
Right? Because there's nobody there.
That's right.
So
oh,
it's
man,
true, right?
So funny.
It's been,
all right. Next song,
yeah.
Yvonne.
All right.
Next song. I absolutely love Kenny Rogers. I grew up with Kenny Rogers,
God,
right?
Kenny
You decorated
Rogers,
my life.
So
this guy is so powerful. I just absolutely love him.
Yeah. And his journey, when at the end he became dementia.
Did he? I didn't know.
Yeah. Did you see that show?
I haven't.
There was a documentary on it.
Oh, no
So
way.
he was there with his 3 daughters, I think, and his wife. I think he's got 3 daughters. And how these women supported him through it. Like he was going really through dementia. And how and I learned about dementia in that documentary. How they supported him through it. They agreed in what he said that didn't make sense. And I'm going, wow, there's such love here. I mean, Kenny Rogers, oh my God, when he sings with Dolly Parton.
I know. It's so good. Kenny Rogers, well, they played a Kenny Rogers song, The Gambler, for my grandma when she passed away. And it was like the most craziest thing I've ever seen. My grandfather was standing up, and I admire this man so much. I've never seen him. Like, that was his sweetheart. Like, he just loved her. They were together since she was 14 years old. Wow. His body, though, was bent so far back when the song was on. Like, it was the craziest thing that I've ever seen. Didn't even phase him, was leaning back so, and that's all I remember is this song.
And it was a Kenny Rogers song?
Yeah, it was Gambler. And just the way he was like, it was insane. And that's all I remember every time I hear that song. There's a part in the song that's like, best that she could hope for is she should die in her sleep. And I hear that part and I get so emotional because like, I just remember my grandpa's body just kind of like, it was really bizarre. It was the most weird.
You find in that, I mean, I don't mean to question you.
No, I don't.
But you find those songs in those days, we could actually hear the words.
Yeah.
And it meant something.
Yeah.
You know, versus to some of the music today. I mean, I go with the flow, but I go, what's that song? Why are they yelling? Right. But I mean, those songs I can hear the words.
Yeah. If you were to go back in time, what decade would you like to go and experience again?
The 1980s. I don't remember anything because that's when I raised my kids. It was a shit show, right? So I remember them. So I was born in 53. So the 70 to 73.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager, and it was fun. It was this music.
Yeah.
You know, I bought pot once in my hands,
once?
and yeah, just once. I didn't know anything about it. I'm going, you know what? We're going to the lake with my friend. She had a bug, you know, the little bug cars. 4 of us piled up in there. I said, you know, I'm going to try it. So I buy this pot, and And of course, I'm not telling my parents. And so we head out to St. Vincent Lake, and we get there, and I'm going to try this thing. And I'm looking for it in my pocket, in my purse. I lost the damn thing.
Oh no.
So I never did try pot, but I had gin that night. I'm going, oh my God, God, come and get me. I've never drank gin since. Right?
Lost your panties.
Lost.
Who knows what happens on gin?
Right?
Like it's
I
a
know.
nightmare.
Never touched gin since. Right? So, I mean, those were fun years.
Yeah.
Teenager, you're out of your house, strict parents. My mom would, every time I had a date, she'd wait for me behind the front door.
Yeah.
I'd say to my date, take your lights off, right? As we were driving to the driveway. Because I said, I gotta be quiet when I go in the house. Every single time. My mother's standing by the back door, doesn't say a thing. And I go to the kitchen, grab a glass of water, and she just follows me. I remember the eyes, right? And then I go to bed. So we were raised, should I say strict? She was a mother.
Yeah.
She worried about me.
That's right. She had 14 babies.
I was a bit rebellious. I date with guys that would come in our house without shoes, bare feet. So that
was a big no-no.
A big no-no. So my mother loved us, and now I see this with my kids. When Natalie was dating this loser, just before the one she married, and I'm going, okay, I don't like that guy. But my mom eventually just let me choose who I wanted.
Yeah.
And I'm going, I've done the best I can to raise Natalie.
You can't interrupt their journey.
No, she's going to choose whoever.
Yeah.
So life is fun.
Yeah, it is. I have one last song for you, Yvonne.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Right. So this is awesome. You just take it.
Oops. Oh, good.
She's out of control, folks. Trying to get over you. Vince Gill.
Oh, Vince Gill.
Do you love him?
Well, Vince Gill, I mean, I could watch him play the guitar all day.
Yeah.
His guitar sings, right? And when he sings a song, well, How Great Thou Art.
Yeah.
With
Carrie Underwood.
He just has this nice,
beautiful voice.
Beautiful voice. You can hear the words, and I don't know, I may be old-fashioned, but I'm going, there's nothing wrong with those songs. He's such a great singer. Humble Man.
Yeah. I love Humble Man.
Oh.
So you're single. Last question. You're single. What kind of guy are you looking for right now? Or you're not looking for a guy? One night stand.
And I tried it, and I had a great marriage, ups and downs.
Yeah.
It's nice to go home at peace, not have to make a toast for anyone.
Yeah, that's nice.
Right? May sound selfish, but I've been selfish pretty much all of my life. Mm-hmm. I deserve to have quiet time. So, hey, it's not perfect, right?
You don't want to date anybody.
If a nice guy calls me,
I just thought if someone is listening and I could give your measurements.
I'm not closing that door, right? I'm going, Lord, if I'm meant to meet someone that I can just really end my life with, that's gentle and holds me, because I love to be held. Everyone loves to be loved. I'm open.
Yeah. She's open, folks.
I'm open, folks. Right. I'm open, right? So,
well, thank you, Yvonne, so much for joining us.
Well, thank you, Annette, for doing this. That kind of made me a bit nervous, but
that's okay. I wanted you to read this, so can you read this for me?
Oh boy!
Just read it out loud to the folks.
Yeah, subscribe, like my page, and follow me. Music Junkies rocks.
Listen to that, hey? Why not?
I guess that's what we did today. Now you need to show me how to subscribe.
That's right. I will.
Because I'm not technology.
Have an awesome day.